All right, so yeah, it's been a while, and I apologize. I've just been busy. My daughter's been rehearsing for plays, had plays, then she had some finals, so that's been time consuming. And we got a big snowstorm that I wasn't really ready for, and then I play the drums in a band. Well, I've been in bands in the past, and we're doing a 30-year reunion show. So I've been getting together on the weekends, rehearsing for that, and now the show got pushed. So I'm gonna have some time to get back in the garage. So again, I apologize, and I will continue to bring the content when I can. So I'm pulling stuff out of the garage and getting ready to do a couple of things. I got what I think to be a stuck starter relay on the bike, so I got to look at that. And my snow blower's running, even though I rebuilt the carb last year. I'm pretty certain that there's a bunch of garbage in the bowl, so I'm going to be taking that apart. So doing a little bit of maintenance, and then getting to the Corvair again. I've got the El Camino here. I didn't secure a place to store it for the winter, so I got to pull that thing out and then just make sure that whatever I'm doing allows me the flexibility to get the car back in when the weather hits. But we're looking right now, I got a 2-week stretch of warmer weather. Right now it's pretty sunny and nice. It's about 30 degrees out. So I'm gonna get in here, get the car out, get a cover on it, and then in and out until I get cutting and chopping on the Corvair. So that being said, let's get to it. All right, well, I got lucky. The motorcycle tire that was losing air held air, which is a good thing. And the El Camino started right up, so I got that out, warming it up. And then I'll position that a little bit and kind of get it off to the side and get the cover on it. And then get the heat rolling in the garage, and then we'll get back to working on the bike. Then I'm going to see what's going on with the snowblower. And then it's on to the rust repair that I promised that I was going to do about a month ago. But I got to get moving on this thing. My daughter is getting older, and she's going to be driving here in not too long, and I want to have this thing done. So wish me luck on that, and that's what I got going on. All right, so got the garage warmed up, came back out. You can see switch is off, ignition's off. We have a little problem. Typically it is the starter relay, so I'm going to be digging into that here shortly and see what I can find, and hopefully we can get this thing fixed. Moo wanted to come in and give me some help, I think. But she doesn't last long. She wants to get back outside and then comes back in, so there's a lot of that. So she may be going in the house. Let's dig into this and see what's going on. All right, so as usual, I lost some footage. I pulled the radio out, which is right there, and I made this cover plate. It's just a piece of 18 gauge steel covered in vinyl. And when I was setting it in there, I was pulling this corner and I was using an awl, and I poked it and scratched it. So I'm going to end up remaking that at some point, but largely I can get this thing back together. So I also changed my clamp. Instead of having the single clamps on there, I put a solid one piece in there. As you know, you hear rumors of that bar's cracking, and I kind of offset the bars a little bit. I don't know if you noticed the knurling in there, but I wanted to do that to keep my banjo nut out of my gauge. And I adjusted the bars higher, so that's all done. And then while I was looking around, thinking my relay was up underneath the fairing, because I was looking at the wrong pages in the book, it's right there behind the battery, or in front of the battery. And turns out it's the starter solenoid. So I got the starter solenoid, and I got a push button as well. As long as I got it apart, I'll be changing that. So for now, that's good to go. And the starter solenoid is now unstuck, so I can connect the battery up and get this thing functional again. So I'm going to get this fairing back on, get the bike out of the garage, get the El Camino back in, and kind of close up shop for the next couple of days because we're expecting some rain. So here we go. All right, it's been a couple of days. I ran into a couple of things I needed to get done, but I'm back in the garage. It's Sunday, so I'm still making use of the nice weather over the weekend. It did rain all night, but I'm going to try and get into the back of the starter without pulling too much of this apart. Hopefully I can leave the starter in and the exhaust on. So we'll see. I'm going to do what I can to make that happen. Not a big deal if stuff has to come apart, but would like to try and get around it if I can. I guess you can see why that was sticking. So it's pretty nasty in there. I used some contact cleaner and some throttle body cleaner, and I cleaned the guts of this, kind of deglazed it. I decided not to pull it out right now because this thing is probably getting a clutch. So I've got a cam on order for it. So I'll be going in and replacing the cam. I got a EV27 coming. I checked and pulled the rocker tubes. Doesn't appear that anything's ever been opened up in there. Still got the stock rods in it, so when I get deeper into this, I will pull the starter while I have the primary open. I do have all the parts coming for the primary, the gaskets and whatever, because I was gonna do the entire pull of the starter, but since I have decided to also do the clutch, because it is kind of slipping and there's really little to no adjustment, so I'll probably be doing that in the spring. All right, I'm going to get this thing back together. Got my starter button on. And it's not sticking, which is a good thing. And the starter switch. Well, I'd call that a win. So now all that's left to do is get the seat back on. There's my blanking plate. I got the bars adjusted how I like them. Straight in line with the fork. Which for me is awesome. They were down about, I don't know, seemed like an inch and a half, maybe 2 inches, but just bringing it up has made a world of difference for me. Way more comfortable. So, gonna get the seat back on and call it done. All right, awesome. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you like anything you saw, please leave a comment, good or bad. I'd like to read and respond to them all. Thanks again. See you on the next one.